Tape 3W suivi d'école au Sénégal.com. À école au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape école au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
Age group. Age. Oftentimes you hear the adage, age is just a number. Age. It's about, age is, you want to look at the definition of age. It just calculates the duration of your time on earth. The duration of your time, that is age. It's just the duration of something or someone. That's age. So what is an age group or age bracket? Age group is simple. It means that it's a group of people that are born within a particular age. Or that are born within a particular year, It's a group of people that are of the same age. That is an age group. What about age bracket? Sometimes you will hear age bracket. Age bracket. What is an age bracket, Age bracket is about people that are approximately of the same age. It's a group of people that are approximately. You can see, sometimes you can hear people within the ages of 12 to 14. That's an age bracket, 12 to 14. It means that, if you are within that age of 12, 13, 14, then you're supposed to be here. That is an age bracket. It's kind of similar to age group. But when they say an age group, it means that you're particularly, of that age, people of that age of 12. This is the age of 12. It's the age of 13 or 14, So it's similar to a bracket. It's almost the same thing. And so sometimes people make activities according to age groups. Even in church, people probably see it according to age groups. Even going to school, when you're trying to enroll your kid to school, they're probably going to ask you, how old is she or he? We know that at the kindergartens, or the nurseries, we probably start off with 3 years old and then you grow on, or pre-K. And then you move on to other classes as far as ages are concerned, And so ages are being grouped differently. There are different groups. We have the infant, we have the children, we have the teenagers, we have the adults, and then we have the elderly. There are 5 different groups. That is how you age these people, the 5 different age groups that you put them differently. So for example, what if you're, let's say 11, like my daughter is. I tell her she's a kid, and she tells me, no mom, I'm not a kid, I'm a preteen. Yeah, it's okay, it's true. She's a preteen because, that's what it is. Then what about my son who is a year old? Is he going to be, what is he? He's an infant because he's under 1. So right here I described age groups as a group of people having approximately the same age. Age group, it's approximately the same age. They're born approximately the same period. That's an age group. Were you born during the Revolutionary period? Were you born during the Obama period? Were you born during the Trump period? Were you born during the Macky Sall period? That's an age group, because during that group, it's an Obama kid. Then you can guess the year. You say, oh, it's a Macky Sall baby. Oh, you can guess the year that he became president. It was during the First World War, Second World War person. You can probably guess, if it's in 1945 or 1913, whichever it is, And so age groups are a group of people having approximately the same age. And so we have 5 groups like I told us about. We have the infants. The infants and any kid under 1. Infants are babies, under 1. Those are called infants. And then, of course, you have children that are 2 to 11. But children 2 to 11 could be either toddlers. You can again break them up as toddlers or preteens. Because toddlers are from the ages of 2 all the way to probably 4, 5. You can describe them as toddlers, And then, of course, we have preteens. Preteens start at the ages of probably, let's say, 10, or we can even say 9 all the way to 11. You can consider them sometimes in certain places or certain areas as preteens. And so, but they're all children, they're still children, even though some kids will say, no, like I said, my daughter, when I say she's a kid or you're my child, she's like, no, mom, I'm not, I'm not a child, so I'm a preteen, which is true because preteens are under that. And then you have the teens, we have the teens, which are the teenagers. That age, oh my God, that age, teenagers, I'm going through that. You know, teenagers are 12 to 17. You probably see them around maybe the 7th, 6th, and 7th graders. You start seeing teenagers coming in, and they're trying to be mature and trying to act all, you know, big. You know, it's a wonderful stage, teenagers. And then, of course, you know, children too. They call them terrible twos right now. And then you have adults, of course. Adults now are from 18 years all the way to the working class. And the working class, depending on the country, some countries take a retirement at 55, some countries take at 50, some even will take it at 60. It all depends on what you're doing. It all depends which country that you are. But adults are usually from 18 years all the way to, you know, to the working class. You call them adults. At this age of 18, you can move out of your parents. You know, you can have your own permit. You can learn how to drive by yourself. You can make decisions by yourself. You can own your own home. You can even get a job in most developed areas, because I think that after 18, you graduated high school, you can probably have a part-time job or a full-time job going to school. You're going to university as well. At 18, you're right to go to college, go to university. So that's why they consider you as being responsible. And so it's a legal age of probably drinking or smoking or whatever it is. That is adult age. And the working class age, that is the busier, that is the business class age. You get to work, you get to be responsible, you get to get married, you get to have kids, you get to plan for the future, plan for retirement. They're 18, you know, 18 plus. And I said 18 plus because it goes beyond. It could be 60, it could be 50, depending, like I said, on the country that you go on retirement. And then, of course, you have the elderly. The elderly. The elderly in this sense are people that are older, that are above 64, above 60. We call them, some countries like America or Canada, we call them senior citizens. They are senior citizens because they've worked throughout. You know, they have filled with so much gray hair, so much wisdom, so much has happened. They've had a lot of experiences, and now they get to retire and enjoy the retirement and enjoy what the world has to offer. So they call it 65 plus. They're seniors, they're elders that should be respected, you know. And so oftentimes they call them senior citizens. This is what they are. So these are the different age categories that you probably should know. You should know how to divide them. You should know which classes they usually are. This is probably just a daycare all the way to like probably 2 years. And then when you get to 3 for toddlers, that's when you probably go to like a pre-K, also all the way to kindergarten at 5. And then you move on to 1st and 2nd grade, all the way to probably 6th grade or 7th grade. And then you go all the way from 7th all the way to like 12th grade at the teenagers. And then you move to like the adults, which go to university or work. And then there's the ones that are just retiring, retirement homes, assisted living, staying home with parents. You know, you're just relaxing and probably following up your business that you have. So these are the age groups. So you need to know the different age group. You see, I see people that are within a certain age. And then, what are the similarities of age groups? How do you call them? Because they're the same. I said they're the same ages. So you can use them. You can say a co-host. Make sure you use some of these words, you know. Oftentimes I give you similarities and opposites, or anonyms and synonyms, because I want you to expand your vocabulary. You need to expand as you go on, so you don't use the same groups, the same words as each group. That's why I take time off to give you a couple of similarities. You can say co-host or equals. Equals could be, yeah, you know, equals means some similarities in the same group, same, alike. You know, generation, you know, it means that people that are born within a particular period, a generation. Peer groups. Peer are people of the same category, the people of the same group. Sometimes you hear people say peer pressure. Peer pressure means that you're being pushed by the people around you, the people that you move with. So peer groups. And then classmates or age mates. Classmates could be people in the same class. That's the same group. That's not necessarily the same age, but at least you're in the same class. And of course you have the age mates. It means that you're probably the same age, maybe 20, 21, which is probably the same. So you're age mates. So these are some of the similarities you can use to change your vocabulary. So if you see them like peer groups or co-host or equals or co-equals, you know, generation, people that are born during the same year or within the same epoch, classmates, age mates, These are some of the words you know. You see how the children or ages are being grouped. So you know where you fall. If you have siblings, you know where your siblings fall. You know what term to use and what classes they probably are. It's important that you know the age groups because they're part of the community. We're still talking about community. So they're part of it. Okay? Thank you.
Senegal